for anyone who doesn't know what our project is, it's a collaborative audio organizational tool. So the idea is like if a band uploads long recordings of their rehearsals or small recordings of ideas they have in audio format, then you can upload them all into concert, and then the group of musicians or whoever can collaboratively categorize these ideas and start to group them and discuss them, you know, later when they get in person.
So a couple things that mostly these guys have been working on. UI stuff, which is I think the majority of what today's presentation is going to be about, along with the demo of what's actually gotten done. The back end, if you remember what I was talking about last presentation, we had this issue where we had basically Django resources which were being accessed RESTfully, but in order to determine relationships between one another, we had to hard code this big kludge of a thing in there so that it would interact well with Backbone.js, which is our client-side model framework. I know that sounds really jargony, but I don't want to repeat last time's presentation. Basically what I did was make that work generically across the REST platform that we're using. And yeah, documentation got developed as well.
So this is the organized page, the mock-up that we showed you last time. We had like a series of objectives for this organized page. The page on the whole allows the group of audio users, or group of users, to organize their audio file in their segments, and within that particular collection. So one of them was we needed to be able to search and browse the audio and the tags, which you can see in that panel there. The second one was to be able to create, select, modify, and delete segments, which we implemented using these two waveform images. You can drag a highlight over the waveform images and adjust it using the using handles on the other side of it. And then be able to browse recent activity and comment.
So I'm going to show you a demo of that page, and I really wanted to just show you guys what we were working on and save most of our time for a discussion. It's a pretty small screen we got here. Yeah, I'm not sure about making it smaller. Yeah. Let's see how well that works out. All I do is decrease the font size, so hopefully our standards compliant code will help us out. So here's like our list of audio. We don't have real icons here, but the idea is that the icons will be able to show you what is a file and what is a segment of a existing file. So here's an audio file we have. So we can listen to it. You guys aren't going to be able to hear it necessarily. But the idea is that the bottom viewer is like a zoomed in version of the audio. And right now we only have like one level of zoom, but you know, the idea is in the future. So if I click on a segment that was created of this audio file, it goes to just that area of it, and we'll loop on it so you can see, you know, what tags. The tags aren't implemented very well right now. And down here is going to be the discussion about this segment of audio. Up here, the idea is that all the segments that you have on the audio file will be able to be viewed graphically, like where they are, you know, on the file. We're not sure exactly like how that will help users or how we want to interact with that. We're thinking that you can click on it and it will like expand and like you can see them all, because you know, if there's more than 7 or however many fit in that little space vertically, then you have to do something about that. So if you're listening to something outside the loop, or like say I'm listening to this section over here and I really like this guitar solo, I can highlight it and then you know, name it, and then you know, down here is where I'd create my tags for it and start a discussion. And Amy mentioned you could resize the, you know, the segment, and that's the idea.
Spent a lot of time making sure that like all of the behaviors on those waveform panels was consistent. Doesn't matter what you're doing on the page, like if there's a waveform image there, you can highlight it. And like doesn't matter if you have the file or the segment selected. Also the playhead acts like in a very predictable way. It's always playing. If you try to highlight over the playhead, it just keeps playing from where it was. If you try to highlight elsewhere, then it pops to the beginning of that segment. So like spent a lot of time thinking about consistency of behavior.
So yeah, you know, like I said, we're just trying to like show you guys what we have and see if you guys have feedback and such. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah,
You stop it.
space bar.
Okay, besides that.
Yeah, yeah, we don't have play and pause buttons.
And my other question is, how many images are there on this page right now?
There is one for the waveform image.
Oh, that's an image.
There's one for the this icon, one for this icon, maybe one for the C thing up here. Yep.
Background rendered?
Background is rendered. There's a jQuery plugin that we have someone working with us who's doing just like design, and he found a jQuery plugin that generates noise, like static.
Yeah, it's the #1 result for noisy.js.
Yeah, that's it.
Or you added it on
Oh, really?
dashboard, yeah.
It's really fascinating
Google.
the way it works. If anyone
I
knows
tried
what-
it with Observatory, but I found that like I actually thought it was like the performance downgrade you got from it
Mm.
from the pop in. I just went back to an image.
Yeah, yeah, we haven't noticed
Yeah.
too much, but we'll see. It uses base 64 encoding.
Yeah, it's really
Just that stuff works.
also it makes debugging impossible.
Yeah, you have to scroll by all the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do playback with HTML5?
Yeah, it's all HTML5. There's no Flash.
Okay, awesome. And then also I just want to say this looks just like absolutely incredible. Like this is just like the coolest thing I've ever seen. Like, this is a really, 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 really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Are the tags and the comment section, is it done or is it going to be done?
No, it's not done. It will be. I mean, you know, the infrastructure we've set up for these things is like allowing us to develop all this stuff like really rapidly. So.
Okay, so but do you know which user makes the comment and so on? Does it get automatically or?
Yeah, it's automatically. So like here it says that it was uploaded by Colin, and then the idea is when the
You never logged in, so how do I know that?
yeah, you're just gonna have to trust me.
Oh.
The idea is down here it would show, you know, this is like a little tag icon, a comment icon, and say like the user's name next to it or whatever, like whoever did that action. Yeah. Oops. There's a lot of really cool HTML5 stuff, like.
That was really
Oh yeah, sure.
What does it do with your history?
Like the back and forward buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually what I was just going to talk about. Right now I'm hitting forward and back, and it's going between the audio segment, the audio file.
So push states.
Yeah, it's HTML5 push state.
Yeah.
Although we're using like the Backbone JS like interface to that, which I'm not sure is using HTML5 one right now, but whenever they figure it out, it'll work still.
In the back?
Yeah.
What browsers does it run on right now?
All of the CSS is WebKit stuff, any of the advanced CSS, but theoretically it would work on any modern web browser that is standards compliant. Alright.
Cool. Yep.
I guess do you have a test server up?
No, we don't have it live right now. Because like all the functionality isn't like implemented. Once it is, then we will put a test server up and like post on the interwebs. Probably put it on like Amazon or something. And if too many people start to use it, and I have to start paying Amazon a lot of money, I will probably stop letting people sign up and like figure it out then.
Thank
Cool.